Okay guys, it's time to talk about the GameCube. As you can see, I don't actually own a GameCube anymore, which is a glaring omission, I know. I play all my games on the Wii now, because I traded in my GameCube when I got my Wii, because I was like, oh, I don't need it anymore. But now I kind of want it because I want to play Game Boy Advance games on the TV. However, this is a fantastic controller. It is so comfortable in the hands. Like, sometimes you almost forget you're actually holding it if it wasn't for the buttons and the terrible second stick. But I've often gotten a lot of arguments with people about what is the most comfortable controller ever between this and the 360. And while the 360 is amazingly comfortable, this just melts into your hands. So anyway, let's get to the games. We got Batten Kaitos, Eternal Wings of the Lost Ocean, and Batten Kaitos Origins. Haven't got into these yet because, like with my, most games, I'm an RPG player. They take forever to beat, and I don't have a lot of time. But I have them on my shelf. They're ready to go. They're staring me down with that death stare. But interesting thing about these guys, Monolith Soft made these, and they made the Xenosaga games. They made Xenoblade, Somabringer. I mean, great company. These are card-based RPGs, so like when you fight, you use a deck. So I'm looking forward to giving these a go, because I don't really have a lot of those types of RPGs. Then we got Custom Robo, just something I picked up for cheap. I've heard it was good, haven't got around to playing it yet, as with most of my games, right? fzero GX, now this I have played quite a bit, and oh my god, it's so terrifyingly difficult. Like, it just kicks your ass non-stop. But I still love playing it. I love F-Zero. I really hope Nintendo brings it back, because I think it was a glaring omission that we never had an F-Zero on the Wii. It's just, sometimes I just don't understand Nintendo. They have these great series and they kind of let them wither, just like Fire Emblem. Now they've kind of been making strides with Fire Emblem a little bit, bringing it out here and there, but it's really a series that Nintendo desperately needs to look into really promoting, because these are great games. I mean, just a great storyline, great, rock, paper, scissors gameplay, just amazing. We got Ikaruga, which is probably my favorite shooter of all time. I don't know really how to describe it to you guys. I mean, it's just amazing. Go out and look up some videos of gameplay on this. You will not be let down with this game. And we got Wind Waker and the bonus disc that came with it. I love Wind Waker. I thought it was a fantastic game. I didn't like the art style like everybody when it started off, but I love it now. Most people didn't like going around on the boat. I loved sailing the seas and finding islands, and just there's so much exploration in this game, it's ridiculous. Plus I like how you kind of found Hyrule from the Ocarina of Time under the ocean. That was kind of neat. Metroid Prime and Prime 2 Echoes. I love Prime 1. I didn't think they'd be able to pull it off, but they did. Super Metroid is one of my top 5 games of all time. But this plays, just like Super Metroid, only from the first-person perspective. It's pretty amazing what they pulled off. Prime 2 I didn't like as much. I think it has something to do with the whole exploring a dark world and it hurts you and blah blah blah. It just kind of ruined the exploration a little bit until you got the suit that allowed you to travel through the dark world. Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door, player's choice, because I don't think I've ever seen a normal version of this game. I think Nintendo released it as a player's choice, because this is the only version I've seen. This is a fantastic game. I love the Paper Mario series. It's just so refreshing to see Mario in a different light, which unfortunately, we see Mario everywhere now. Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil 1, and Resident Evil 4. Didn't really care for Resident Evil 0. The whole switching back and forth gameplay didn't really appeal to me. However, Resident Evil 1... oh my god, this is fantastic. Like, I could not believe the graphics when this came out. It was just mind-blowing to me that the Nintendo GameCube was putting out this kind of graphics. And then we get to Resident Evil 4, which is a pretty perfect action game. It doesn't feel the same as the earlier Resident Evils, though, so I don't like it as much, but I have to judge it on the merits of its own gameplay, and as its own game, it's fantastic. It just does not feel like a Resident Evil. And then we have Skies of Arcadia Legends, which is the GameCube port of the Dreamcast game. Fantastic RPG, guys. I really can't say enough about it, and I'm not going to try because my brain is fried right now, but get this game any way you can. It's amazing. Sonic Gems Collection, and I have to laugh every time I see this. 3 must-have hits. The only thing that's on this that's worth owning is Sonic CD. Sonic the Fighters is not that great, and Sonic R is just an okay game. But it's got Sonic CD on it, so I had to get it. So I don't own a Sega CD. Soul Calibur 2, the GameCube version, which, you know, is the only version I really consider valid. You know, I don't even remember who was on the PlayStation 2 version. It was some Tekken guy. And the Xbox got Spawn. But really, when you had to weigh the options here, I mean, who does not want to fight in a fighter as Link? I mean, it fits perfectly in the Soul Calibur series because he already has a sword and a shield. But just a fantastic game, guys. We have Rogue Leader and Rebel Strike. Now, I loved Rogue Leader. It was the perfect sequel to Rogue Squadron. Rebel Strike, they started to lose their mind a little bit with the on-foot stuff. I don't know why games just can't be what they're supposed to be. Like, this is supposed to be a ship shooter. You're supposed to be in the X-Wings, the Y-Wings, and you're supposed to be shooting TIE fighters. I don't know why they put these on-foot stages. They did the same thing with Star Fox, and it didn't work. Leave them in the ships, and let us fly around and shoot things. That's what we want to do in these games. Super Mario Sunshine. An underrated Mario game, but certainly not the best. I understand why people don't like it, but I quite enjoyed it when I played it. Tales of Symphonia. Now, this is a great game. I love the Tales series, as if you've seen any of my other videos on, you know, my collections, there's pretty much a Tales game in every system. But this was a fantastic game. I really enjoyed it. It really hit the spot right when I played it. The storyline can sometimes not make a lot of sense, but stick with it. It's a great game. And then finally, with my GameCube collection, we got Beautiful Joe and Beautiful Joe 2. Clover represent. Gotta love Clover Studios. However, we can't love them anymore. Why? Because of Capcom. I don't know what Capcom is doing these days. I mean, Mega Man looks next to dead. They canceled Mega Man Legends 3. They keep releasing different versions of the same game. It is not the Capcom I grew up with. But these are great games. If you have a GameCube or a Wii, look into getting these because they're just fantastic, fun games. I mean, so much fun. Clover Studios, we miss you. So anyway, that was my GameCube collection. We'll put that controller back out there. I love that Wavebird controller. It was a great system. I don't think it got the attention it deserved because of the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox. But, you know, looking back on it, it was really, it was a stronger system than the Wii in a lot of respects. Very underrated. If you are interested in any of these games, I highly suggest you go out and get a GameCube. Alright guys, I'll see you next time.